Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. I'm going to give a quick little take on Twitter. A lot of people are talking about, the earnings after the close, and I'm trying to figure out how we could approach it with the plan the right way. I've been trading Twitter since it came public. There's been a lot of great trades to the long side, the short side, times to do nothing. And the last two earnings reports were a disappointment, and the stock got battered and bruised. So now you have a fight between whether Morgan Stanley is right with bringing down all their estimates like they did a week ago, or can they surprise? At this point, real quickly, if you remember, Jack came out and said that they're going to reach above their guidance, and for revenues, that's just say 560 million. Okay, right there. If they don't do 560 million or more, I think there's no chance that it goes higher from here. Okay, unless they crush it on MAUs. But if you're going to increase your guidance, you better hit your increased guidance and maybe do a little bit more as a little bit of juice. You know what I'm saying? Then there are the cynics out there saying, well, he didn't talk about MAUs, so they're probably going to miss there, so maybe he pumped his stock so guys could sell it, whatever it is. So the MAU right now, the number is 321 total. So if they could beat the guidance that he said and be a little bit better than the MAUs, because people think that he didn't say it because he didn't want to say it, but maybe it's a surprise, that you could probably see a higher stock. So at this point, look at the chart. Okay, last time earnings came out, it got annihilated right there. Remember that came out during market hours, and it beat it real hard. The next time happened, another gap down. So right now you have a little bit of an accumulation pattern here. So somebody's in there trying to buy it, thinking that this could be a turn. Okay, you had the Prince buy 5%. You had what's his face for Microsoft, for Microsoft buy 5%. And right now you have a pivot here at 31.50 to 32. Okay, I am actually taking some calls, which I bought in this area, that I know if I'm wrong it go worthless. But instead of being long right away without hearing the number, I'm going to stay away, because I think if it could come in above 560 million in revenues and come in at just say above 5 cents EPS, and they meet on the MAUs or slightly beat, you could see it move from 32 to 35. Okay, that's $3. Options market's pricing at about 12%, so that would be a double on the calls. Maybe you could even buy it after hours, if it gets above 32, stays above for a quick move. Okay, last time, they came out and they kind of sandbagged their conference call. I think they might have done it because they wanted what's-his-face. I'm going to say what's-his-face on purpose for Microsoft, to accumulate it, or the Prince maybe wanted to buy more so they could be, friendly activists, whatever it is. So at this point, we had a great trade with Facebook options into Google earnings. I'm out of 90% of that. I'm going tier one, long calls into Twitter. If Morgan's right and the MAUs are down and they sandbagged it, you know what, I deserve to lose, and I shouldn't have any faith in Twitter and in Twitter's management. But I do think this is one of those times where if they do exceed, you could have a big move and make 200, 300, 400% on your options. But again, if they miss, it's worthless. So trade within your means. Just real quickly again, you go to the chart. You have 32 as resistance 1. You have 35 as bigger resistance. On the support side, if it's in line, they try and hit it at the first one. This is what's been holding. This is your 2860. And then, you have this area right here, which is about 26. And then, obviously, big support comes down here. And it's going to have to be a pretty big travesty to get down there. So resistance 1, if you long it, probably sell into here. And then who knows, it could even maybe get into this zone if it's super. So we'll see what happens. It's just something to think about. I have no idea what it's actually going to be. I use Twitter all the time. It's been great for, finding like-minded traders, and, sometimes it attracts the bad people too, but it is what it is. I love having friends around the world. I love being able to communicate with guys that have a similar mantra. It's made life so much more interesting. And at this point, I am long some calls. Tier 1, I'm ready to lose them all if they miss. But I do think that, if they do come through, that you could see 35-ish, and there might even be a trade after hours. And if not, we'll move on, and that happens. It's better than 2 quarters ago. Everyone was bullish underneath the sun, and if you had the stock there, you got battered and bruised. If you had options, risk was premium paid. Good luck.